Hey guys, Michael from the Talkin podcast here, also known as a world famous comedian who's funnier than Matthew Rife, as I call him because I'm so far above him. Anyway, the reason for this intrusion with no video or anything like that is we had a little bit of a technical issue whenever we were converting the video off of the camera that we recorded to actually edit and upload and everything. So unfortunately, we did lose the video on this episode. So I'm really sorry, Payton, if you're listening and not watching because we screwed up. I'm extra sorry to you, and we will have you back on soon so you can make your video debut. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening. It's a very good episode. Enjoy. Bye. Hello, and welcome to the Talk and Bits podcast. I am your host, Michael Rose, and with me is the world famous Banana Head.
You remembered.
I did.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, what's up, guys? I am Nathaniel, since he's not going to introduce me.
Nope.
I'm the co-host of this show that has now been recording for a year.
Yeah, 1 year. We right before we pressed record on the actual episode, Nathaniel got a memory of 1 year ago today. It's the first time we clicked record, and
that's right.
I think recorded our most. I think that's our most listened to episode, the first episode. I think
pretty sad, but that's true.
Well, never mind. I was about to get into analytics. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, it's been good. It's been a year. If you're listening to this, that means that our official 1 year episode came out last week.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear us get all sappy and shit, go listen to that one because I'm tired of this dude. So go listen to that one. But no, this was a fun one. We had Payton Williams on the show.
Yep.
Who you introduced under the wrong name. Intentionally. Payton was on the show. It was a lot of fun. We got to talk to him about the fact that he's newly white trash.
He is newly white trash.
Yeah, his family's going down in the ratings.
And I love it.
Straight down the drain.
I'm for it. He's moving to Knoxville soon.
You've heard of generational wealth. This is generational poverty.
Generational trash.
It's going straight down. Yeah.
I explained to Nathaniel the political correct term for modular homes, and he loved it. So
frustrating. Yeah, if you want to hear Michael boast about all his abilities and try to be PC and all that good stuff, this is the episode for you.
Yep.
We also got to talk a little bit of comedy in the episode, but no, Payton's great.
It was a fun episode.
He is sort of the new guy of our scene, so it's always fun to catch up with him and see what's going on.
Yep, he'll be moving to Knoxville not long after this episode comes out, so you'll see him a couple of mics around there.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, I mean, assumably all the book shows whenever he gets picked up. But yeah, enjoy the episode. Bye. And we're back with your favorite 18-year-old teenager.
Yeah.
Payton.
Teenager.
I'm everybody's
Williams.
favorite teenager.
Everybody's.
Payton Mullen.
Payton Mullen.
We just had a discussion.
Sue your ass, dude. I got fucking entertainment lawyers. They're
It's
gonna get
Payton
your ass.
Williams. We're here with Payton Williams. Everybody, yeah.
I love a joke that there's not even recorded evidence of why that's funny.
Yeah,
that's
and I'm not going to explain it.
That
I
explains
want it
a
to
lot
land.
about you.
Yeah.
Payton Mullen was a funny joke, but there's no recording of that.
It wasn't.
Anyway, Payton, you've been on the podcast before.
I have.
Welcome back.
Back when it was audio only.
Back in my home. I belong here.
Yeah, in the
This
BC
is your home?
times.
Yeah.
I feel at home here.
I'm pretty sure you did some stuff to my bathroom. You were in there. You got here, and he was like, "You got a bathroom?" And he was gone for like 10
Dude,
minutes.
shit is everywhere.
He was shooting up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there. Did I ever tell you guys the story of when I used to work at a cell phone store. You've heard the jokes, but there was one time when I was working there, somebody crashed their car into the building.
You've told me this. I don't know about on it.
Did I tell you what happened after they crashed their car?
They asked to use the bathroom?
They run into the store, run into our bathroom, and throw a bunch of heroin away in our trash can.
That's what it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why would you not flush it?
That's some real East Tennessee shit right there.
He was high on heroin and fucking just wrecked a car into a business.
It's kind of crazy to be high on heroin and driving. I feel like that's not your usual.
It may not have been heroin, to be fair, but it was.
It probably was.
It was. I mean, there was a syringe and a little baggie of. I don't know. I saw a syringe. I didn't see the drugs. The guy I was working with used to be a cop. Saw it. He said,
"Is there a chance that was one of those Play-Doh toy syringes, and then there was coke in a different bag?"
Could have been.
Yeah,
could have been.
Dude, where I work, a man walked in. I'm pretty sure high on PCP. Bought raw chicken and chocolate milk, and then ate the raw chicken and drank the chocolate milk.
I don't know what's worse for him, the PCP or the salmonella that he has now.
It's just
Dude,
protein,
Yeah.
actually.
I'm gonna be honest
He's
with
actually
you,
just a bodybuilder.
Peyton. I don't mean this in the way that's gonna sound. I just straight up did not know you had a job until this moment. Like
Yep, that's me. I'm lawfully employed.
I didn't know. I don't know.
He's 18 years. He's not 11.
Yeah, but like I don't know. He never talks about it.
18-year-olds are allowed to have jobs.
Yeah, we
He
talk.
doesn't have to talk about it.
Just never heard him talk about his job. You know.
Yeah, he
There's
works
not
for the
much to talk
Secret
about.
Service, and there was a big breach recently. It's
Yeah,
Peyton's
something
fault.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, hadn't
Yeah.
heard about. I haven't seen the news in a while.
That
What
was
happened?
a sloped roof. Anyways, Peyton, so since you were on last, you've been doing a lot more. Obviously, you've been doing a lot of open mics and stuff, and then Blue Ridge just closed right now. So we were just talking about Knoxville open mics. But I mean, walk us through when you were on last time. You've been doing it a couple months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like
definitely
2
are
months in, maybe.
pretty close. Yeah, our greenest guest for sure. Under 6 months, I think. So
Yeah,
like
that's
right
not
now, how long have you been doing stand up?
About a year and a half now.
Right, so it'd be about
Yeah.
6 months last time because for the listener, today, I just got the
Today.
memory on my phone, is exactly 1 year ago when Michael and I had
Started
this
recording.
wacky idea and we pressed record. Yeah.
Well, to be
thanks.
fair, we had the idea more than a year ago, but we put it together a year ago.
Yeah, we sat down with headphones and it was very low budget, and that's saying something compared to right now.
we had a different
High
table.
budget podcast now.
Yeah,
We had a different table, the exact same. We had a different table and no
Mhm.
camera.
that's true.
Or no flag.
No flag, no recording sign.
No.
It's been a lot.
Well, I've always had the recording sign.
Just wasn't up.
It just wasn't up.
Anyways, it was a year ago today. So
was a
Peyton,
year
you've been
ago.
doing comedy a year and a half now. I mean, walk us through the changes between now and then, because a year is a long time in the world of stand up. Like, remember when you first started, and somebody's like, "I've been doing it about a year," and you're like, "Jesus, that
Yeah.
feels
Feels
like
so
forever."
long.
Well, that would have been us. Well, Michael, I guess when you
But
started.
like 8 months.
Yeah.
When he started.
So what? I mean, what else happened since
no.
since
I was
last
like
time?
4 months in when he started. Anyway.
Lots changed. I feel like my style of comedy is completely different, not even remotely the same.
Oh yeah,
Big one-liner guy now. I fuck with one-liners a
Mhm.
lot, dude.
you do. We've noticed. Yeah.
They're big
Well,
for
we've
fun.
talked about on the show, and I think I'm trying to remember the timing of the last time you were on. There was a point I want
Right
to say
after that, I think it was the cancer joke.
right.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I think that was right after you were on the podcast when you got your first huge pop
Oh yeah.
on a joke. And I've said many times on this show, I've never been more jealous of a moment, I think, inside of Blue Ridge. Well, that's not true. I've been very jealous. But seeing you have that moment for the first time, I was like, God, he's never
It
going to
feels
fucking
great.
forget that.
Yeah.
It feels so
It's
good.
so good.
what's the
It's
best
like
show?
heroin after you crash your car. It just
Yeah.
feels so good.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't take a shot of it before. I'd do it. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to jail.
That's true. You
Might as well be high for
yeah.
the check-in part of it. Am I
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
No.
That's what my dad did. He took a bunch of acid and went to jail.
Like,
That's not
did
the
he
same.
check himself
That's
into
not the
jail?
No, he just was on acid and got arrested.
Oh, that's just the worst trip ever.
Yeah.
He had a great time.
Literally. No, dude,
I doubt it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't know my dad. He's a man whose mind has been broken by psychedelics.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
done so many.
that's cool.
It's awesome.
He went Sid Barrett. That's a shame.
Dude, I don't know, man. Acid in jail, that just
Yeah.
seems not fun. What I was gonna ask, what would you say your best show you've been on? I don't even think we asked you that the first time because I mean you really hadn't been on anything.
Yeah.
Maybe your graduation show at that point, but
Yeah,
To
like
be honest, it's one from a while ago, back like probably the first time I was on this podcast. I did one at Market Street, and I fucking killed
yeah,
all night. It was great.
Pretty
I
good
had an
audience?
amazing set. Yeah,
it's
it
awesome.
was great.
What do you think when you look back at that
R.I.P.
set? I
Market
mean,
Street.
with that being a year ago now, is there anything that stands out to you, like why that was such a good set, or you think it's just
I
one of
got
those
no
comedy
idea.
lightning strikes?
I
Like,
got no idea. I
Yeah.
still have a recording of it. I went back to listen to it. It was so bad.
yeah,
It was shit.
they just liked you.
They
It was
just
a bar.
liked me. It was one of those.
People been drinking. I don't know.
That's true. Well, Market
Just kidding.
Street was, I mean, when they had a good sized crowd, and
Yeah.
sometimes they did, it was a pretty
It's
good crowd.
I like the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
I like the room. It had
Oh,
a
yeah.
weird layout, but I did like the room.
Yeah, when you did it, was the stage in the corner already?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's much better. It used to be in the middle of the room. It was
Oh,
terrible.
that would suck.
I don't think I ever did it in the middle of the room.
so bad.
I
First
probably,
time
if
I
you
did.
fact check me, I probably talked about how much I didn't like that room at one point on the recording, but
Oh, we all have for sure.
I'm thinking of it. Yeah.
But it doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But since then, Peyton, you did participate in the last shows at Blue Ridge, right? Didn't you get to do
Yeah.
a spot on those? I mean, that was kind of fun. We just had Michael Mullen on and talked about that show too, just to have everybody in that room. And I think you're kind of I don't know. Do you think he's still the new guy? I think so.
Kind of.
I mean,
I mean,
No one's really like
Nobody's really came and just kept coming
Yeah.
in a while.
No one's been super consistent.
Technically, I'm the new guy, but it's not like
Right.
I don't feel like the new guy.
Well, I was the new guy till Michael started, and that was a long time.
Like
Like
this
many
January
months.
of last year.
Yeah, so 7
Yeah.
months, and 7 months feels like a long time when you're like, I'm tired of being the new guy. Like,
Yeah, but like I
Yeah.
don't feel like I think you're right. I think a lot of people right after me started, but I don't think any of them stuck.
well,
You know?
Blue Ridge has kind of gone through some different stuff lately too with the moving and everything. So it's been
Yeah.
hard to like create that normal crew of seeing them every Wednesday, and it's hard to be consistent.
I do have a question before we move on. So, and I really wish I just thought of this, and I kind of wanted this is to you as well.
Mhm.
So, like you talked about, like that show that you really liked was pretty early on, right?
Mhm.
How many of those jokes from that night do you still like? You get booked for like your best 10. How many of those jokes you still using?
I would say 3, and
I-
altogether that probably makes up those 3 jokes make up a minute. So only like a minute worth of that 10-minute set. So
Really?
yeah.
What about you? Like say like a year ago, like
Mhm.
your hits, your best
from
10.
a year ago or
Yeah.
from my first time on stage?
I mean, my first time on stage, no.
Because I'm 2 years this week.
I'm not talking about like first time on stage because I don't think that's because like my first time on stage, I have a premise that I use, but like I don't have any of the jokes that I use. But I'm like talking about like when you finally found like
I
a
do.
joke that
I still
worked.
use one from
When
the
you
first time.
when you finally
Really?
found a joke, I used the pregnancy apps. That was one of the first jokes
Yeah.
I did on stage. But like I say the premise because that joke so much different now than
Right,
it was.
right,
so like
right.
I don't even consider it the same joke. But like how many jokes like you a year in? How many of those jokes would you say you're still using now?
Quite a few. I mean, I pull them out when I need them. Like just last Saturday, I did a 20-minute spot. I
Yeah.
closed the show in Kingsport, and so for 20 minutes, I pull out everything I can that's half decent just to try and stretch the time. So
Yeah.
in that case, I use some that are they're hitting that 1 year mark, year and a half. But yeah, the first joke I ever wrote on paper, I wrote about 9 months before I ever actually went up, and then put it in my phone and carried it around for 9 months. Said it at the first open mic, and it's stayed pretty much the same ever since, and
What's
I still
joke?
use it. Sleepovers.
Oh, that's a good joke.
hmm First one I ever wrote.
That's
I
a good
wrote it
joke.
months before I ever went up.
Yeah.
And it's changed a little, and obviously like my
Yeah.
timing and my awareness of the delivery and stuff has changed a
yeah,
lot.
and I don't count that.
But-
Like it's
The script, if you wrote it as a script, it's pretty much the same.
the pregnancy tracking app joke I have is significantly shorter. That used to be like a 3-minute bit, and now
Yeah, it's polished down.
tags and all, it comes in right at a minute.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and
that process that's what that's for. I
Yeah.
mean, Payton, do you have?
well, real quick, the reason I even brought that up is because like I was thinking about it. Like if I do 15 minutes, right? That 15 minutes, like if I'm doing my best 15, a lot of those jokes I've been telling for a long time, like pregnancy track, apps, dick pics, all that. Like and these are old jokes for me, and like
It's not old though. Like a year's.
I know that,
Well,
but
the
like
thing is, I could still probably use some of those old jokes, but they just don't fit with what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It kind of stands
Yeah.
out a little bit too much.
It's different when you first start too, because you're literally just thinking, "What can I do to get a laugh?" And then now, like after a year, you kind of know. Even if someone else wrote something for you, you know how to deliver it. You know
Yeah.
these tricks and these devices and these gimmicks. And that's not to say that like you can just get a laugh with nothing. That's not true. And stand up is not easy, obviously. But I think that you're much easier. You're much better at getting a laugh out of nothing a
Yeah.
year in.
I think
than
you
when
know
you
when a
first
joke
start.
is funny too.
Yeah.
Sure.
It just needs to be worked on, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's jokes that we write and then we'll bomb on them for 2-3 weeks. Like
Yeah.
I use my 9/11 joke as an example for this. It took me like 4 or 5 months every week telling that joke, just like finally. And it's not my best joke, still not my best joke. I'm still working it out, but like I will put it in a show, like I will use it when
Yeah.
I'm booked because like I know it's at least can hang. And yeah,
A year's nothing. Though. Like Seinfeld's still doing jokes that are 10 years old
yeah,
because he recycles. Do you guys know? So the
10%.
10%. Yeah, the bottom 10%.
Mhm.
He cuts each year.
Is it 10% or
Or
20%?
each tour. 10.
10?
It's 10. Well, the documentary where he said that was 10 years ago. So I mean that could
Yeah.
have changed, or his acts changed 10% since, or 100% since then. Yeah. So if you see him decades apart, it's just now a new act after a decade.
Well, the thing is, though, he started in a whole different world. You know?
Absolutely.
You can't do that now.
Absolutely.
Like,
No,
if you gotta-
you upload like you get a special, and then you go on a tour the next year with like the same hour. People are like,
no one wants to see you.
What's happening?
Yeah. Well, that would have been back in like 2012, I think, when that documentary came out, 13, and it's like a round table of comedians with Seinfeld, Louis, Ricky Gervais, and Chris Rock.
Louis says the N-word like 8 times during it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Context does matter. The context of him saying
matter.
the N-word does matter.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. N-word aside, it really is.
It is a very good, like 40-minute talk.
But Louis in that says, as soon as my special comes out, you'll never hear me say that again, ever.
And that is a different world from when, because I think Seinfeld disagreed with that right there.
He did.
Like,
yeah, he did.
Because he keeps the same
both
stuff.
Can be correct also.
Oh,
so, like,
yeah.
Payton, for you, I mean, obviously we've talked ad nauseum on the show about how we go about jokes and stuff, but for you, it seems like, from somebody who's seen you on stage a lot of your stuff is, I would say, observational or like life experience.
Yep.
I mean, is that where you get most of your material?
Kind of, yeah. I would say it's a 50-50 of just shit I randomly think about throughout the day that correlates to nothing.
Do you write in your phone?
Yeah, a lot. I have a Google Doc that is like 200 pages long, just joke ideas. But it's really half and half. Half just shit happened in my life or something I saw, and the other half just shit I thought about.
Do you script out a joke before you try it on stage?
So much. I cannot get on stage and just talk. I literally can't do that.
Really?
Every single joke I has is scripted to the T.
Really? I'm like the opposite when it comes to writing. When it comes to writing, I can't script them before I script them after I try it. If that makes sense. I think we've talked about this a lot.
I kind of get what you mean.
Yeah, like I'll just see if the premise is funny, and then I'm like, oh, let's write a joke around this.
Yeah.
And then have you had any big bombs lately?
Lately, I mean, I wouldn't say big bombs, just normal bombs, but no huge bombs as of late.
What was the worst bomb you've ever had?
One time, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. I bombed in a high school. Yeah, I was.
Was it your high school?
In my high school, yes.
The wording
in front of people.
Wait, did you do a talent show or something?
No. I was taking this
the
speech
sentence
class.
I bombed in a high school can be very misleading.
Yeah, I just broke in and start telling jokes.
Jesus.
That
No,
cannot be
that's
in
not
the transcript on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
I have to distort that sentence.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take that.
Anyways,
that was a funny.
I bombed a high school.
Yeah, there it is. Clip it.
So you, what? I don't understand. So just among friends, you're saying like
No, I hate this. I was in a speech class. And
you did not do comedy in a fucking speech class.
I did. I got 100. I passed with flying
Wait,
colors.
like a public speaking class?
Yeah.
Dude, what was the speech about to be about? What was the speech supposed to be about?
Whatever you want. Just
and so you're like, here's my act.
Well, yeah.
You cuss in your act, don't you?
Well, I did my clean shit.
Well, that's at least.
To be fair, that does save you from having to try or write anything at all.
Yeah,
which I
really
appreciate.
I just didn't want to do the work.
Right.
And I'm like, I already have this.
I can talk for 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I regret it so much.
Sure.
I wish I just wrote something. Do you know how hard it is? Someone said, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Did you like, hey, this is my comedy?
No,
like,
I didn't
fuck,
specify.
I didn't specify.
So you just
I just got on and just started doing stand-up.
Wait, hold on. This is very important. This is a very important question. The person before you and after you, what were their speeches about?
What were their speeches?
Because if it's like
This was forever ago. I don't remember.
Women's rights and Winston Churchill sandwiched in Payton being like, my dad's like the Heisenberg.
God.
I do not remember. This was a while ago. I don't remember what the speeches were,
it's
but
were they
I
like-
did not fit in. I did not. It was.
Were
I
they
stood out.
educational? The
Probably.
others-
Probably. I think
Yeah.
most were fairly educational.
Sure.
One person did talk about how Taylor Swift was controlled by the Illuminati, which that's sick. But
can we get them on the podcast?
Are
Yeah,
they free?
I'll figure
for
it out.
Next episode?
Yeah, let us know. I want that person
No,
on
you
here.
don't. You don't want them to know where you live. We record in your house.
That's true.
You don't want that
I'll,
at the corner of. Anyways, so Payton,
I want to tell a public speaking story also. I'm sorry, in a public speaking class.
Oh, no,
'cause
go
you're
ahead.
gonna think of it. So I took a lot of I've switched my major around a lot in college, but I was a public speaking major at one point. And I took an argumentation and debate class, and we had to write a speech, is an argument, like a persuasive speech on whatever we wanted. And I chose, this is embarrassing, I don't care. I chose why the Rubik's Cube was the best toy ever created.
nerd.
And my
Payton,
opening,
how
my credibility builder, which you're supposed to do in a speech, was the first 45 seconds I solved a Rubik's Cube, and then I then proceeded to give 4 minutes on why it was best way ever, and I got 100. Anyway, go ahead.
Congratulations.
Yep.
See how he inserted that story just to brag about the speed that he can do something that nobody cares about?
There's a whole community of
I mean,
that.
he's a talented man. He is funnier than
Whole
Matt Rife.
community, look at him. He's mad now. He's like, there's a national championship in New Jersey this year. We're fucking going.
I think it's in New York, actually.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't keep up
Shut
with it.
up with your Rubik's Cube.
Anyway, I am funnier than Matt Rife and also
He is.
Seinfeld.
And Seinfeld?
Happy birthday,
I
Justin
can literally
Mays.
feel my throat closing.
Happy birthday. This is coming out a long time after Justin's birthday, but happy birthday, Justin.
I want to find a way to get
didn't
you
know
on
this.
stage with Seinfeld or Matt Rife and then force you to
Oh,
perform.
don't worry. It's never going to fucking happen.
Peyton, if I'm on stage with Seinfeld and Matt Rife, y'all are never going to... I've made it. I don't... Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Peyton, so aside from your speech class, and I know that when you were on last time, I'm sure just like all of our first time guests, we asked you who some of your famous influences are and the reason that you chose stand up as a way to torture yourself once a week. What I'm curious about now is that you've been doing it a year. Is there anybody locally that you look at that you think has influenced your style, or maybe it's just been helpful and like supportive through the process? And you can say
Okay.
me.
It's not you. It's not you.
See, that's called a microwave. That's where I set up a brag about
Nope.
myself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I pressed it twice.
Nice.
Congrats, man.
Nope.
No, so
Thank you.
I mean,
That
I
was for
remember-
you. I was giving that to you
Thank you.
for roasting him.
Thank you.
Anyways, there's definitely names that stick out to me from when I was early on, and especially through the first year that helped me along the way. So I mean, is there anybody that you feel like has been gone out of their way to help you, or maybe just give you a tag?
I
on
think
something?
Jared Hazen.
That's my name too.
He's helped me a lot. Helped me with a lot of jokes that I just couldn't figure out what to do.
Yeah.
In terms of like someone who I love to see on stage, Joe Bridges every time.
Yeah.
I love
Joe
that
Bridges,
guy.
yeah.
Well, you mentioned one-liners also, so I mean that would
Yeah.
make sense that he started to kind of influence you, or you've looked at his writing and admired it because he's the king of
Yeah.
one-liners.
I haven't seen you perform since you like
It's
switched over to like the
been a
one-liners.
while.
Yeah, I haven't. We've been missing each other, but I'm excited to see you.
I missed you, man.
I've missed you.
Wow.
Welcome to my house.
Just got
This
really.
is great.
The- I wanna change
Weird.
You
the
can leave, Nathaniel.
Yeah,
On last
literally.
week's,
and
uh,
I'm turning the camera off.
on
Also.
2 weeks ago.
No, this is a Patreon exclusive.
When this comes out, it'll be 2 weeks ago. But we had Michael Mullen on,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
we talked about like things that happened to us in like high school, like what high school was, like crazy things that happened in high school. And you were fresh out of high school, so I feel like those are fresh on your mind. What
Oh,
was
I
the
got no
cra-
interesting stories.
craziest
High school
thing that
was
happened
an
in high
awful
school?
time for me.
No, what was the craziest thing that
Wow. It
happened
was-
in your
Did I
high
ever
school?
substitute
In my
you
high
when I was
school?
there, Peyton?
I don't think
There
so.
was some crossover, but I don't think so.
There is a chance you have substituted for me, and I just did not know who you
I was
were.
there for a year.
And he bombed for an hour.
Crazy as
It'd be hilarious if you were like, "Oh, you're the one who gave that other set right before, right before me. You did your."
If you don't have anything, that's fine. I just figured
Dude,
you were like fresh out of high school,
trying
and
to
people
think.
have
So it was
crazy
just
high school
boring for
stories.
you?
Yeah.
very boring for
Yeah.
me. It was just head down,
It's a
get
boring
shit
school.
done. Yeah, it was not the most fun school. A lot of fights. Those were fun.
Those are fun,
They were
Those are
very
fun.
fun.
except girl fights. Those are not fun.
Oh, those are the most fun. What are
They
you talking about?
get into it, dude.
We had a
They're
it's fucked up.
violent.
our like English section of the school
It's
was
hard
like
to watch.
we had like they called it like the pit, and it was just like 3 step downs, kind of like an amphitheater type
Mhm.
of situation, but much smaller indoors. And one time, 2 girls got in fight in front of it, and one of them threw them down the pit, and that was really fun to
Jesus.
watch.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like how there's severe injuries going on, and Michael's like, "This is fun, huh,
This
fellas?
is great. This is what
Yeah.
I love.
I
You
think
guys
I
want to see
mentioned.
me fix a Rubik's cube in fucking 45 seconds?"
I've got it down to less than 30. It's not a big deal.
Okay, he's a bit of an expert.
You seem to be making a big deal out of it.
You brought it up. I didn't bring it up. It's not a big deal. It's not a big
Let
deal.
him have this. Let him have it.
It's a quote.
I'm pretty
Anyways,
good at chess too. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So in my high school there was a lot of bomb threats. I think I brought that up before.
Yes, you
Anyway, so
And the more you bring it up, the more it makes me think it was you.
it was.
Yeah. All right.
I don't
there
know
we
what the
go.
statute of limitations is on that. So if we're not out of
I
it,
would say less
It was
than
not
what we're
me.
currently at. Yeah.
10 years maybe doesn't matter. You're going to college in the
Oh, shit.
in the
I
fall.
am.
You're
Oh,
moving to.
shit.
Can we say the college? I don't know.
Yeah, you can. It's a big college. I'm going to UT.
Everybody's gonna stalk
Knoxville.
you.
UTK.
Yeah, UTK Knoxville.
You excited
yeah,
for the
dude.
like? Are you
Oh,
gonna?
you're gonna get to do so many more mics.
Yeah, it's
God.
fun.
Are you looking for a
hyped.
roommate? Are you needing a
You
dorm
wanna come?
mate who's also already graduated from college?
But not UT.
I
'cause
do
that's
need a
what
place to
we're-
crash at Knoxville about 2 nights a week, so I'll be hitting you up. Yeah,
Nathaniel's about to quit his job and move in with Payton.
yeah,
So.
that's true.
No,
You can
but like,
share the 4x4 room I'm in.
Sure, I'm sure it's very small.
It's very small.
obviously we're not going to talk. Like, I'm sure you're excited to go to college and everything.
Yeah.
But are you excited to like be in Knoxville for like the comedy aspect of it?
I'm pretty excited. Just a lot more mics there, I think.
Yeah.
You got one basically every day, I'm pretty sure.
Close to. I mean, I don't know all the Knoxville mics, but I'm
I mean,
sure.
maybe
They just
weekend,
hit
not
7.
as much, but
Cody Austin just started one. I think they're up to 7 now.
So yeah,
7
I
nights.
mean, we have realistically 3-4 a week.
and you don't have to
Yeah.
drive like you do for ours. It's
Yeah,
all in the-
Knoxville's all
very
contained.
close together.
So yeah, you have big plans for comedy. Are you gonna continue to do comedy while
Yeah, I'm
you're
gonna keep on doing comedy, for sure.
Are you nervous at all about balancing that and your college degree thing?
I've thought about it.
Have you considered that college is a waste of time and you should just be poor and do comedy?
Here's the thing, though. I'm going for free.
Oh, well then do it. I guess.
Exactly.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
it's for free, man, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
do it.
fine.
You
Well, I
gotta
mean,
do
freshman
it.
and sophomore year are kind of a joke.
Big
you
old
know, you're just
genius
taking,
over here.
Yeah,
get
no,
a
it's because my family
scholarship.
is poor, so it's basically like, you can fucking
That'll
come,
do
dude.
it.
It
All right.
rocks.
It's kind of worth it if you're broke as hell for 18 years and then
Yeah,
the
it's
college
just-
is like, we feel sorry for you. Do you want a diploma with a little bit of work? It's like, sure.
It's free food, free housing, free transportation. It's
Jesus,
a great
I didn't
deal.
get that good of a deal.
It's a
and
great deal.
I got a pretty good. I got a good ride when I went to college. I dropped out, not a big deal. But I did not get housing, food, and all that. I just got
Yeah.
tuition. So that's really cool, man.
Their
Yeah,
housing
thanks.
and food's way better too.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully.
Your freshman and sophomore year though,
Mhm.
just general education, so
Yeah.
you can kind of fuck off through those. So
Yeah,
you'll be
Have
good.
you declared a major yet?
No.
You just getting it all out of
Just
the way.
getting
He's gonna have
the
to take a
stuff
public
out of the way.
speaking class, and he's gonna bomb in front of that public speaking
No,
class too.
I would
I'm a
imagine-
kill. I'm a fucking kill,
Yeah,
dude.
you do much better now.
Yeah, you also have to. I'd say
A
pro
college
tip.
audience too would be a lot better.
Pro tip. Yeah, hey guys, I'm gonna do a little comedy
Yeah,
for my
yeah,
speech.
that is a-
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
that's a
sort of
good-
a preface.
good advice.
Yeah. How much time? Gun to your head. I'm booking a show. How much time do you think? I'm not booking a show, but how much time do you think you could do?
Good?
I actually might be booking a show
Yeah,
soon.
good.
No big deal.
Good, probably 8 minutes. I can do a solid 10, I think. But, if you want a tight set,
Yeah.
8 or 7.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. That's very. I like that. That's very like. You know,
I
some
know.
people.
Every
some-
time we ask questions like that, I just know that somebody listening right now is like, bull fucking shit. Like anybody who's,
Yeah.
and I do it too. Like every time you ask me and I say 20, I'm like, I'm so full of shit. I just know it's
say-
not true. I think our level of good is very different than like
Yeah.
a 20-year veteran who would listen to
Oh,
this and
yeah.
go, you're a year in, you don't have one minute.
Oh, yeah.
Like you don't have but you can feel comfortable and hear some audible laughter from the crowd
For
for
8
8
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. You're maybe not like everybody's gasping for air, laughter,
Yeah.
crushing, but
I think
you're
I
doing
can get
it.
at least one person to laugh with
Sure.
every joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
And honestly, bombing for 8 minutes would make me laugh also if I was in the crowd.
I do love watching a good bomb.
Kill Tony.
Yeah.
There's been some good ones lately.
I do love watching. I love watching the bomb whenever they don't realize they're bombing.
Oh, I know
See,
what you
now
mean.
that I don't like.
Really?
Yeah, that bothers me. Like when they just don't hear the absence of laughter at all.
Yeah.
When
I
it's
like
do
being
you not
uncomfortable.
know that you just fucking
Just
bombed?
completely delusional about what just happened.
Right.
I like being uncomfortable, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like the cringe of it. It may I literally you'll see me at Blue
No,
Ridge or
I-
wherever I'm
I
at.
love
If
it.
somebody's bombing, I have to leave the room.
I've
I
seen you do
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
That's
never,
why I
he's
leave the
never
room
seen
every
me.
time Michael's on.
There
Yeah.
is nothing I
We
love
both
more
win.
than a drunk open mic dude
Oh, that's
who's
my
coming on
favorite.
the
That's
first time. It's
That's my favorite.
Drunk
That's what I'm
nonsense.
It's
talking
great.
about. It's
No,
like,
no, no,
yeah,
that's
the
not what I'm
oblivious.
talking about.
I'm not talking about somebody who just isn't there and just like doesn't, you know what I mean? Like I'm talking about somebody
about-
who's just so they're drunk or they're just an asshole
Yeah.
or you
That's
know what I
entertaining.
mean? Like
No,
somebody-
I love that too because they always end up just saying the funniest shit on accident.
Here's when I love it. If I'm up next, then I love it.
I
Because then I'm like, I don't
opposite
even
of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
need material.
Yeah, you
I
can
can
just make
go
fun of
and be
them.
like, what a fucking idiot. Am I right?
I like
Fuck that guy.
yeah.
I like whenever they are like, even when they're sober or like kind of drunk, but they're just an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was somebody one time at Blue Ridge who was just eating it and then started like making fun of Sean and then just continued to eat it and
Yeah.
like never got off stage. And we're like, what are you doing, man? I want to watch this train wreck happen.
Yeah, it's not a good move to make fun of
See,
the
but
host
that's-
and owner of the club.
You gotta
Yeah.
understand. That's why I love it. I love watching someone just make an ass of themselves.
Yeah.
I like
so
it through
fun
a
for me.
screen, but in the room, the cringe, like the tension, I can't take it. I have to get up.
I get it. I get it. I do like a bad movie too, but that's I'm broken.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
I just can't. Well, here I do. I think it's different. What I don't enjoy is when there's like a dude who comes in and sets up a fucking tripod that's as tall as him and puts his $1,000 camera on and goes up and then thinks he's doing really good.
I hate that shit.
And then gets off stage and is like, yes, like is happy that he crushed and it's leaves. That
just being like an open mic and having like a expensive camera gear is just tough for me. Like I think everyone should record their sets. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't really care.
You got a phone, you know.
It's just it's about who's
bring it up
who
with
it
you.
is. Like if there's a professional comedian coming through town and they do that, don't care.
Yeah.
If it's your first time on stage, maybe leave the Nikon at home.
There was one guy, I don't know this guy's name. I know he didn't do that well, but he did like exactly what we're talking about. Had like this really nice camera, set it up, went like second, third, got a chuckle maybe.
I know exactly.
And then just left, and I've never seen him.
I think
again.
I know exactly.
Never saw him again. Like
a lot of those guys are like bucket list comics, you know, like they're doing it once on their bucket list, or they're young and they're just trying shit out, and they're like, I love stand up, maybe that's my thing, and that's great. Try it out. But don't try it out. But don't fucking. That's a reference you don't get. But anyways,
that's so funny. Made me laugh.
Try it out. YMH. I just think that it's a weird move to be so arrogant and disconnected. Like, if it's your first time, come into it with some fucking respect to people who do it every week.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know,
I think like I don't mind people
Don't bring
recording
a whole production crew with you.
The thing is, those people are assholes about it, though. That's the problem. It's like if you just go in, well, no, Sean, they were doing like the, you know, at Blue Ridge, they sometimes like record your sets at open mics. They were doing that, so I didn't record myself. I have that for my first set. But like every set I did after that, every open mic I did after that at Blue Ridge, I had like a buddy in the crowd. Like Nathaniel's recorded me a million times. You've recorded me a million times.
You can always tell when it's me too, because it looks like Michael J. Fox recorded it. I got some tremors. It's very shaky.
Well, Justin Mayers recorded it one time and just leaned in while I'm talking and goes, penis, 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 penis.
Pretty funny.
It was very funny.
Pretty funny. Yeah. Speaking of that, this is a funny story. I was doing a show one time, and you know when you write something and you're like, this is it. This is what's going to get me on Netflix. This is fucking it. And I always, for whatever reason, every time that happens to me, I write it like right after a Wednesday open mic. So back in the day, I was only doing one mic a week. So I'd have to wait 6 fucking days before I could say it. And so all week, I'm like, this is it. It's going to be so good. So I set up my camera. I put it on. I go on stage. I do this joke I'm so excited about. And it was a 5-minute like story with to be honest with you, I can't even recall what it was. I just remember being more excited.
Trauma block it?
Than ever before. Literally.
Yeah. I knew where the story was going the second you said it.
It went so bad, but when I came off, I was like, well, at least I'll have this video to look back on fondly. And Brian Morton was standing in front of my camera the entire time.
That's so
the only time
funny.
you would see me bombing is he would sway a little bit while he was standing, and between the gap of his side and his arm, you would just see me sweating to death bombing.
That is so funny.
It was so fucking bad, and I was like, at least there's no video evidence of this.
I say this with love, Nathaniel, because you don't bomb often, but watching you bomb is one of my favorite. You're one of my favorite people to watch bomb.
I hate it
because it's all over. It is because you're like very comfortable on stage. You're very like open, like
not then,
having fun. When Nathaniel bombs, his whole demeanor just shuts down.
Travis always tells me I shift gears when I bomb because I'll grab the mic stand and I'll nervously start to move it back and forth, and he goes, "You're shifting gears," and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, that's very accurate. Yeah, for sure. I haven't had a bomb.
But I'm literally trying to shift gears. Like also, I'm trying to get the fuck out of the bomb.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get better at that because I used to get like tense up.
Yeah,
can't do shit.
I've seen you
bomb
bomb a time or two.
I've bombed plenty of times.
Yeah,
but I used to get like super just shut down completely, but I'm getting better at that.
Even the last time I saw you bomb, it was
the problem with bombing, especially when you're new. The only way to really get out of a bomb is to do exactly what doesn't come naturally, which is get more loose, slow down, not panic, rely on the material, like all the things that your brain goes, fuck that, speed up, improv, roll, say something. Like
here's what I do whenever I'm bombing.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm just like, we're already doing shit.
Yeah.
Why not just have fun with it? Get fucking weird.
That's not bad, because that probably works.
Yeah, I just kind of, I do loosen up a little bit, and I'm like, all right, and I'll just like, I'll riff on my own joke, You guys have heard me say it. Like, I'll say a joke,
Yeah.
it'll bomb, and I'll be like, oh, well, I thought that one was funny. Fuck me. And then that always gets like, that'll loosen them up a little bit.
That
like
one
that.
time, I think Anina or somebody in the front said something that got a bigger laugh, and you very smartly said, that got a bigger laugh than my whole set so far, and that crushed. That's smart. Like, going kind of meta with it and looking in, because I think the thing that bothers us so much when a comedian is bombing, especially like we were talking about with a new comic and the camera and all that shit, is they don't let the audience know that they know.
Yeah, they act like they're not in the room
right
with them.
Yeah, or like they have no control over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. That said, Anita said something, and then I riffed on it, and then somebody else heckled me, and it was not funny whenever they heckled me, and I kind of said something about that. Because whatever Anita said was funny. It got the crowd involved. I don't remember what that other person said. It was just some audience member. They heckled me.
It's probably me. Sorry about that.
No. It was like somebody I've never seen. It was just some random, and they were like mean, and I was like, oh, we're doing that? You know? Like,
they thought that was their chance to finally air it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting to watch too, like we were talking, following somebody that's bombing, or even following somebody that's doing great, like getting to ride that wave. Payton, is there, I mean, obviously being so new, I would imagine you're pretty much opening on most of the shows that you're doing, but do you enjoy opening? Have you hosted any shows?
I've hosted once or twice.
Do you like it at all?
It's not really.
Hosting's not for me. I get it.
I mean, I can do it if I need to, but
I've gotten really comfortable with it just from Don't Tell. I mean, I've hosted every 2 weeks for 6 months.
You're good at it.
I'm not gonna turn.
I wasn't on the first one. I was fucking terrible, but by now I've figured it out.
Yeah, like hosting for me, it's like I'm not gonna turn down stage time, but like I don't shine hosting a show.
No.
Mine's more of like a control freak thing. Like at least if I bomb, then I know I'm the reason that the host was terrible. You know, and also you don't particularly like to host. Many people share in that. So I don't really have a huge pool of comics to pull from to host. Yeah. And I'm not going to pay somebody to drive in from another city to host necessarily. I mean, I will, but they're not gonna probably.
Yeah, because host
so I'll just host it. Yeah. And I don't mind. Now, the crowd probably minds because they've heard the same 5 minutes every 2 weeks.
You need somebody to host for you in the next Don't Tell or something now.
That wasn't an offer. But the 5 minutes, actually, I do have one coming up. Not for you. But hosting is interesting. I mean, do you, as far as opening goes, Payton, do you mind taking the bullet and going first?
No, not at all.
You feel like you can wake up the crowd? Because that's a big part of going first, is like they're probably still a little cold when you go on.
The thing is, I just kind of separate a little bit. Mm-hmm. So, like, even, like, typically whenever I do that, that's when I'm doing my best shit. Yeah. So I'm very comfortable. I can at least get them a little bit awake whenever I do it.
Yeah, you have a good energy on stage. I could see.
Especially lately. I think you've really upped your energy and stuff. Like I feel, especially in the early days, it's, as everybody does, you're much more reserved. I don't know, do you think you were less comfortable being high energy, or you just hadn't figured out how to be yet?
I've always, probably more just, I don't know. I didn't know how. Yeah. Like, I was too busy just trying to remember my material.
Try to graduate high school. You were just,
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, that's a good point too, Payton. Like, at that point when you start thinking about things like, how can I raise my energy? That means you've got the basics kind of down a little bit, not mastered. But when you first go up, like the first time, you're like, if I don't pass out, then I'm good.
I've seen people walk up to the mic and get the fuck off stage, you know?
Yeah, we had one not too long ago. I think we talked about it.
It probably did,
where he said one thing, it bombed, and he went, this was a mistake or something, and he just left.
I get that, though.
It is hard to get on. It's hard to get on the stage.
In the back of the room, I turned to Michael and I said, totally get it. Yeah. Totally get it. No flack at all. You have a good night, sir. Get the fuck out of here.
It's hard. It's hard to get on the stage. It is.
And especially if your first thing, which he probably had wrote that down months ago and thought, this is the best one. I'm going to open with it, start high, and it bombs, and you go, oh, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
If this isn't good.
You're always just fucked.
You ever surprised how good a joke does?
All the time.
Yeah. I bet your Walter White joke, you were surprised on that one, weren't you?
If we're talking about that one specific instance, yes, I was very shocked.
That first, I remember, because you started, just as every comedian does, you started to step on the laughs and go into your tag or whatever the next joke was, and you stopped, and I remember watching you just take a beat and just smile and just look around, and you're like, whoa. This is fucking crazy.
Feels good.
Oh, it feels so. That's the dragon you'll be chasing forever, and that's the same thing I said that night. I was like, Peyton's never gonna ever stop looking for that ever again.
Circle
I can
back
see
to
it
the
on your
heroin.
face.
I liked it.
Basically.
Yeah, no, that is really good that you did know that you did take the beat and then let the people laugh. Because I've seen comics do that. They get their first big laugh and then they just immediately are like, "Go fucking laughing! I'm running out of time." It's like, no, man, like it just.
Ride it.
Cut a joke at the end.
Sometimes you got to step over the laugh, though, because they laugh at just an incorrect spot every now and then.
Yeah. That is very frustrating. When somebody just gives
ruins
you
the
a
joke.
weird laugh
Just
at
drunk.
a setup.
Probably just drunk.
The memory joke that I've talked about it. Like, there's a part of it that nobody should ever laugh at. It's not even funny. It's just setting up the punchline. I had somebody laugh at it one time, and I just had to stop and look. Like, what is funny about that? And it just fucks up the punchline.
That's hilarious for you to be like, stop laughing at me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do comedy. That's hilarious. You're interrupting my flow.
You're interrupting the show.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
loud.
the hard part really is bigger crowds, because I think even like the Wallace is a perfect example. Everybody always talks about how you just crush at the Wallace and blah, blah, blah. It's not really that. It's that room is designed for stand-up comedy. It's in a way where if you get a chuckle, it feels like you're absolutely crushing it.
Or not echoes, it travels.
Yeah, it's narrow. I mean, there's tons of feedback. So, Payton, what's the biggest crowd that you've performed in front of?
Probably the final Blue Ridge show.
Well, maybe
Were you in the
60
comedy
or
festival?
something?
No, I didn't do that.
I thought you were.
No.
Was it 60 people maybe at the final?
It was
somewhere
it was
around
packed.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say
probably
60 or 70.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, 70 is a good crowd. That definitely is a good enough size to where if the room's right, you'll step on laughs if you're not factoring it in, because as that laugh rolls from the back row, it's a little delayed and shit. And especially like in the walls, there'd be an echo and stuff. That can be, I remember the first it was before the festival, Blue Ridge, whatever thing that I did, tournament thing in December. Super short notice, and it was sold out 112 people, I think it was. Packed, standing room only by the bar. And one joke I told actually got a good laugh, and I stepped all over it. And I think about it all the time, because it was like I just didn't know. I've never done good enough with that many people to where I had to wait on them to stop laughing.
Yeah.
At that time. I mean, that was a year ago now.
Yeah.
But that's a crazy lesson to learn.
I've done a couple sold out Blue Ridges, and I think that'd probably be the...
Hopefully we'll have more of those real soon, and it'll be 200 instead of 100. And that'll be
it's
great.
a big room. You seen it?
I've not been in. Did
I've
you
not
go to
been
that
in.
open mic?
Yeah.
How was the open mic?
It was fine. There was maybe 6 people there.
That's what
An
we
open
heard.
mic.
Actually, so the first person I asked told me there were 10. Second person I asked told me there were 8, and now Peyton has confirmed
just
there were
getting
6.
shorter,
So by the end
shorter.
of this, it's going to be just Sean and Peyton.
We'll have Sean on, and we'll have Sean on. Yeah, there's only 2 people there. Was there a lot of comics, or
mostly comics? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how many comics would you say were there?
6.
No, I did lie. There was 13 comics, I think.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But it's different with comics, because they're not paying attention.
Right.
They don't
No,
count.
not at all.
Comics don't count.
Half
Yeah.
the time they're not even in the room.
Dude, I thought it was gonna be 30 comics on the first open mic at Blue Ridge. I really did.
No, well, a
You
bunch
didn't
of
go
people
either,
were at the I think you.
Oh,
and
the
Travis
roast
were at the
battle was
roast.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, bad timing.
I did it again.
Wow.
I did it again, dude.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that is the rare Michael Rose blank.
Just
Hell
Nothing
yeah.
to say.
Just it happens sometimes. I'll just it, and then I'm like,
And then
I know.
it's all over it. You know what that is? That's people on Jeopardy who buzz in and they don't know the answer. That's why you went, what is...
Yeah. Just I had the
He doesn't
reflex.
know.
I was like, I knew it was my turn to
spit-
talk, but I just fucking
You spent
Forgot.
too much time rehearsing how to hit the button, and you
what it
forgot
was.
the answer to the question.
You know, have you seen that thing? It's like, have you ever walked into a room and forgot what you were doing? Have you seen,
Yeah.
and it's like, that's just God playing the Zibs and they canceled your action or whatever. That's what happened with the
Yeah,
conversation.
he just definitely canceled whatever you were about to
Yeah.
say.
It was profound, and you're welcome for me bringing it to your attention.
Yes, it sure was. And thank you so much for sharing whatever you had to say. That was so important.
He's really just full of
Something
so much
about
knowledge.
the Rubik's Cube, I'm sure.
Yeah, or chess.
Or chess,
We brushed
yeah.
that over, yeah.
You Grandmaster?
No.
No, he's a grand wizard.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's racist.
Finish it. Finish the joke.
That's it. That's the
That's
whole
it?
joke. Yeah.
Yeah. In D&D. Anyway. All right. Peyton, more about you, my friend.
He just got real serious. I don't like whatever this Michael is. He's trying to make up for the blank that he had a minute. Let's just let him talk. Let's see what happens.
Let him go.
You want to just hear me talk? All right. What's the most traumatizing thing that's ever happened?
No,
to
you're
you?
supposed to be talking. Don't ask me shit. You're supposed to be talking.
His answer
turn.
is right now. This is
Oh. Most traumatizing thing that's ever happened to me. This isn't that traumatizing.
Hold on, let's ask Payton because I feel like he'd have a good answer to this question that I asked you a couple weeks ago. Payton, what is the most white trash thing that has ever happened in your family?
Oh, I love that. That is here's
Very-
a joke about it.
It is. That's not even the most white
No,
trash
let's-
thing. It
give
gets
me something-
way
Give
worse.
me
Yeah,
something.
I like
I
it.
want an exclusive.
I'm struggling
This
today,
shit-
so thank you.
It's like criminal white trash shit.
I want this to be a Talking Bits exclusive. You air it out. You tell us for
Oh,
the
dude.
first time.
All right.
Dude, okay. My mom was on meth for a couple years, all right? So that's
Okay.
a big one.
Sure. And she's gonna love that you share.
Oh,
that
she
with us
will
today.
she will love
Yeah.
that.
Moving on.
She's our
Big
biggest
fan.
fan.
It happens to everybody. She's recovered now, I assume.
Yes,
She's sober.
yes.
Mom's been on
Congratulations.
meth for
Good
a
for
while, or was on meth for a while. All
Yeah.
right.
Let's not get too many details. So at the time your mom's on meth.
Was it blue?
Keep going.
Okay, and she
Crashed her car into a Verizon, ran into the bathroom, and threw it in the trash can.
How'd you know?
Plot twist. No, sorry. Your
No,
mom's on
okay.
meth.
She was on meth at this she was on meth at this current moment.
Sure.
The cops drove by with the lights on. She got super paranoid and asked me to drive her and hide her from the cops for like 2 hours.
But they weren't actually coming for
No,
her.
she was just on meth.
just
and
How
paranoid.
old? How old were you?
I was like 15, so I legally could not drive at this
Oh,
point.
I was hoping you were going
Did
to
you
say
have
you
a
were like
permit?
11.
I had a permit, yes.
So
could,
technically, I could. She was in the
if
car.
there's
Safe
Sure.
adult with me.
I mean, I think one of the
Technically-
rules are that they have to be sober, but like I'm
I
not
don't
a
think that's a
narc.
rule because I used to.
Surely it is.
Actually, no, it's not because I used to designated drive when I had my permit.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's a pretty white trash thing that you
Yeah.
did also.
We could go on forever. That's why I don't ask myself. I could talk. We could
What
do
is
3
the? You don't
episodes.
even think you said. Yeah. What is the most white trash thing that ever
No,
happened?
we talked about cockfighting. I have a cousin
Oh,
who
yeah.
literally has 40 chickens in his backyard and fights them and has for decades.
That is
That
true.
same cousin used to do backflips off the 421 bridge at the top. And for those of our listeners who don't know, that's way up there.
That is up there.
Yeah.
Is he live?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's cool.
Dude.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
he's
cool.
cockfighting. He's not doing that from beyond the grave.
I mean,
The ghost of never mind.
I imagine there's cockfighting in hell. Chickens and others.
Well, then what's in heaven?
What's in heaven?
Honestly, because that's all right.
Don't point at us.
Take it easy. Don't
Don't you press it. Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that.
I know which one I deserve.
That one's a lie.
I know which one I deserve.
For the first time ever, he hit the right.
I can read a room. You know,
Yeah.
I know when I'm bombing.
No, so so your mom. So one time you drove your mom home while she was high from the cops. Anything else? Anything else? Super white trash.
Dude, I
You're from Kingsport, right?
have so much
It's
white
gotta be
trash.
so
It's all
much.
just sad white trash shit though. It's a sad
That's what we're
white
looking for.
trash. Okay.
we can make
um,
funny. We can make
yeah.
fun out of sad.
As long as you don't mind sharing,
Yeah.
and they
As
don't
long as
Oh,
you
I
want
don't.
all of our
I'll get fucking into
20
it.
listeners to.
So
You're basically
I was
sharing with us and Joe. Yeah.
shout out Joe.
Yeah. Justin Mays, maybe he
I was
might have clicked off.
Basically, for like a 2-year period of my life, I was basically just living in like a crack house with
Cool.
me and my family. It rocked.
That's
Great time. No, it was.
not bad. I used to live in a crack house that totally rocked. Not bad.
That's
Not bad. That's not bad.
Thank you.
That's very good. That's very good.
we
Yeah.
deserved it. We deserved
No,
it.
so explain. So you lived in a there were drugs being sold out of the home,
Or
it was just
manufactured.
everybody.
Just everybody was on meth. Like at all points. Yeah, we
Sure.
were making it.
yeah.
No, but everyone was just on meth at like the whole point, like whole time. It was,
So it was just really productive in your house.
Very.
It was a clean
Clean.
house.
Clean as hell.
Clean house. Yeah.
clean as hell. Not the most fun to live in, but it's clean.
Sure.
Dysfunctional,
sure.
but clean.
Yeah. Wow.
you
That's
wonder
pretty exceptional.
comedy origins, folks.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
No wonder. Yeah.
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 My grandpa sold our dog one time. That was fun. He
I
was
don't think that's-
babysitting. Not the same. We were
Wait,
babysitting.
when he was
Oh, wait.
babysitting?
Yeah. So we went to the beach.
So
and
he
we-
just.
we went to the beach and we dropped my family dog off. Like he lives in North Carolina. We are going to a beach in North Carolina, so he was like on the way, and we like dropped our dog off at his house, and we came back a week later, and it ran away. But no, he sold our dog.
How much later did you find out that he sold it?
I mean, we knew almost immediately. But what are you fucking gonna say? Like,
You show up and he's like eating lobster, and he's like, "What?"
yeah, dude. Like, yeah, he
Came into
know.
$100 yesterday.
sold our dog. So
Wow,
that's pretty. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think that's white trash. I think that's just fucked up. I
Yeah.
think that's just rude.
Poor dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
could
sad.
go on for a while.
It's
I
probably-
used to
I
help-
did think about a new one.
Okay.
My dad was an alcoholic for a while.
Sure.
And during that time, yeah, that's also white trash.
Absolutely.
Alcoholic. And he took my mom's credit card
Mm-hmm.
and spent $1,000 on hookers And none of
yeah.
Wait, the best part, none of them showed up. He got fucking scammed.
What?
Less fun. It was fun until that part.
He got scammed.
How do you spend $1,000 on hookers and they don't
Also,
show up?
no.
What hooker takes a MasterCard?
You should know that it's a
I
scam.
don't fucking know. He's a
Where
very
do
dumb
you
man.
swipe? Never mind.
He's a very dumb man.
Here's my question.
No. I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah.
Where do you find a hooker that takes a credit card?
Dude, I don't
Cash
fucking
App,
know.
maybe.
Cash App. But when was
Sure.
this?
This was like maybe 3-4 years ago. I guess during like COVID.
It's not long enough ago. This is not as long as I thought.
Dude, my dad
So-
is a dumb man.
So you're telling me he's like, hey, baby, you looking for a date? And she's like, yeah, and whips out a Square reader. Is that what you're telling me? She's like, do you got the tap or you can
I don't
swipe
know.
it?
I don't know how he did it.
I like
That's
I guess he just went on
hilarious.
like free
Craigslist or
hot
something.
hooker
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Oh my! Like I can't
Oh,
even.
like one of those where it's like there's 25 women in your area
Yeah.
looking for
I would-
you. Yeah.
I've not asked him in depthly about this, but I would not be shocked if that's the case.
Is
pretty
your?
cool.
I mean this seriously. Is your dad available for an episode of the podcast,
Dude, he would love to be on. I think he has great stories.
It'd be hilarious.
You would love him.
Yeah, I think I.
Next
I
time
love
you're
him
bringing
already.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll bring him.
That's hilarious.
dude, I just can't even imagine like just getting scammed like that. Like, I thought you were.
$1,000 is a
I
lot
mean,
of
yeah,
money.
dude, that's. You know
He
what it
was
probably
getting some
was?
kind of
Said it was
royal
during
treatment,
COVID. It was
too.
probably after the stimulus checks rolled out. He just paid
Yeah,
the whole
that's true.
stimulus check on blowing hookers.
That's true.
Gosh.
God, that's crazy. I mean, I didn't even realize that your dad was Hunter Biden. That's really impressive. I did not know that.
Oh, is that what?
It's really cool.
What we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
talk
I'm
about
sorry. Are we going to pretend like he didn't do that?
I mean,
All right.
wasn't a good joke.
Yeah,
you
this
know?
is just the part where Michael always gets defensive because he doesn't agree with politics that I make fun of.
That's not even politics. That just happened.
That
It just
literally is a
just
fact.
happened.
And he's like, oh,
Well, that's what we're doing.
And it rocks. I'm a fan that he does it.
is that
I'm-
what we're doing?
I don't think he does it anymore.
I think it's
but-
awesome that he does that.
The fuck he does. All
I
right,
don't
never
know.
mind.
He's just
That's
out,
all right.
he's out fucking smoking
You're
crack and
fucking
driving
high.
200 miles down the road.
Hey,
That's
hey,
awesome.
Hey, he's rich. He does cocaine. All right.
Okay,
He
my
doesn't-
bad,
He
my bad.
doesn't do crack.
That's
My bad.
true. Get the verbiage correct.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there's a
Not
chance
real
that
white
bag
trash.
in the White House was somebody else's. Anyways, Payton, on the topic of white trash, I want to know what's the most white trash thing that is a looming story in your family? Because if I know anything about East Tennessee white trash families, and I do because I'm in one, there are stories that are passed down. It's not just things that have happened to you. I mean, there's got to be something. Like,
Fuck.
I mean, I could tell you so many. From my grandpa telling me about his brothers and shit they did. Like, it just
I thought of a. While you're thinking of that, I thought of a white trash story.
generational
You
trash.
give one first because I have to think about
It's
one.
just kind of a weird. It's not really white trash. It's actually kind of a sad story, but just where it happened is kind of like, yeah, you know. So my grandmother, she passed away, not from this, but she got in a really bad car accident and was put in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. Do you want to know where the car accident happened?
What happened?
I would hope on a road.
Pulling into a Bob Evans.
That's a
I was gonna
Yeah,
guess
that's-
driving into a Verizon store.
And I think, you know what I mean? Like,
some
Bob
white
Evans
trash shit.
is not even a real place. First of all, let's talk about that because I have a coworker who about once a month she'll tell me that her boyfriend took her on a date to Bob Evans, and I know
Hilarious
that means
place to
that
take on a date.
there is no boyfriend and she's been single the whole time.
if your boyfriend's taking you to Bob Evans,
I swear to God, dude.
listen,
I swear to
I
God.
know it's the thought that counts. I don't think, you
No,
know.
it's
Break up with that man.
I don't
Yeah.
think, like, listen, I've taken my wife to many a Waffle House dates,
Yeah.
but if you're taking your girlfriend to Bob Evans and
Yeah.
you're under the age of 70, something's wrong with
Here's
you.
a rule, I think. If the restaurant you chose for dinner sells frozen options at the grocery store, don't eat there. No TGI Fridays. I'm going
Really?
straight for Guy Fieri. No TGI
No
Fridays.
TGI Fridays?
Nope.
You don't like TGI Fridays?
Mm-mm. Nope.
I
Thank
disagree.
God.
If I can buy it in a freezer at Food City or Walmart, I don't need it in my life.
What about, like,
Why would
Olive
I
Garden?
go there?
You
Not
buy-
the same.
you buy- It's the same. They sell Olive Garden shit at the grocery
They
store.
just sell the dressing.
Olive Garden
That's just
sucks.
a bottle of dressing.
I
I'm
agree
talking
with
about
that, but-
frozen potato skins. That's gross.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's the same shit they just fry up at the restaurant.
Yeah. Fuck Bob
Don't
Evans. What's
shit
your-
on those frozen potato skins, man. They go crazy.
He just answered my question of what's the most white trash thing about you. TGI
I like
Fridays,
potato skins. I like potato
I fuck
skins
with
too.
them.
So do I, but I don't want them frozen.
What do you guys think your favorite food is?
Favorite food? Fuck.
Segue.
Mozzarella sticks, dude. That goes crazy.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's my
Who's-
inner fat man.
Here's the
coming
problem
in.
with mozzarella sticks is people assume they're all the same because
I-
they sometimes
no,
look
Ooh,
no,
very
no,
specific
no.
but they're
mozzarella
not.
sticks.
Right. Where are we going?
Any sporting event, the mozzarella sticks
Sure.
there.
Sure.
That's it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about mozzarella sticks.
Even like a Little League game?
any sporting event, mozzarella sticks.
I
Every
think
single one?
Sheets. Sheets probably.
Sheets. I've never been there.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's white trash of
Sheets
you.
pretty good. Pretty good. The corner actually, but that's very regional for anybody listening. Anyways, this
trash
is a
story.
comedy show.
Yes.
White trash story.
I thought it was gonna get funnier than
I
that.
wish I could give a good one, but I'm like newly white trash, if that makes any sense.
Oh, you're
like
transitioning.
only like 2 generations really.
Sure, welcome. Yeah.
I'm most of
I'm
us-
glad to be a
hold
part
on.
of it.
How did was it the stock market crash of the 30s? What happened that you lost all your money and entered into white trash?
Dude, I don't know. I just apparently
Somebody was just bad with money.
I think that's
40
what it
years
was.
ago.
Because my family was like doing okay, I
Yeah.
guess, for a while, but then all of a sudden they just weren't.
Mm.
And then
And now here you are.
now here we are.
That's interesting. I think that should be the title of your first special, Newly White Trash.
Newly white trash.
Welcome.
I
Won't be
imagine
new by
that's
then.
taken. I imagine Larry the Cable Guy or somebody's got
If Pruitt gets to it first, yeah.
that. Yeah.
Newly White Trash.
Newly white
So,
trash.
I mean, what do you, as being a newly white trash person, is there anything that surprised you about being white trash that you think is actually really fun? Like an example, tarps in the yard with dish soap.
Done that?
A blast.
Yeah.
Blast.
A
That's
blast.
that's a white man. That's a poor man slip and slide.
That's a hillbilly water park, is what that is. That's
Yeah.
fucking fun.
The truth
Do you ever
is,
have a trampoline?
never had a trampoline.
So you never put like a sprinkler underneath the trampoline and just went for it? You
Big
ever done
time.
that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the
Sounds
most fun thing in the
fun.
world.
I've never done that. I
Best
need to
part of
try
having
this.
a trampoline in the fall when those little spinny helicopter things fall out of the
Yes.
trees and they bounce. Couldn't be better.
Or like you put it under a tree and you get like a lot of leaves and you're just jumping and the leaves are
Yeah.
going everywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
if you're in a
I'm
white
getting a-
trash
hey.
family, you either have a trampoline or an above ground pool. You have one of the two.
That's both.
We had both.
You had both?
Hell yeah, bro.
So you're upper white trash.
They're right next to each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
did.
we jump from one
Yeah,
end to the
dude.
other.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. We
From
like
the pool onto the trampoline.
Yeah, exactly. No, we did have like the fence around the trampoline so we didn't kill
Sure.
ourselves.
Yeah.
But like we would position the trampoline with like the opening in the
Right.
fence and then
Yeah. Those don't work that well.
Into the
Also, if
pool.
you give it some force, you're going right through it.
yeah, well, yeah.
It's for toddlers. It's not much.
I mean, it was tall.
It's just like a net, though.
Okay.
Not very strong.
Oh, I got something. I have a white trash story about speaking of pools.
us.
We had an above ground pool until a tornado came through our neighborhood and we lost our pool. Our house was fine.
Kind of impressive. That's heavy.
Yeah, our pool got blown. I mean, it didn't like get picked up, but it got like knocked down.
Imagine it floating perfectly parallel to the ground, still retaining water.
That
just
would've been
floating
dope.
by.
Yeah, and now
Pretty
it's, I think it's grown over now, but like for the longest time, at my parents' house there was just a big old ring.
Yeah.
in the back.
We had one too.
I have another white trash story about the
Wow.
pool.
We're
There's a lot
unlocking
of
his
them.
whole
Oh
childhood.
my god. Okay, this one's sad. Okay, so I grew up in a
We don't want sad.
I grew
Give us
up
happy white trash
I grew up in a
stories.
mobile home like neighborhood, right?
Yeah, sure.
And so
A trailer park. First of all,
it was manufactured.
fuck
home.
off.
It was
It's a trailer
no,
park.
we
A
didn't.
mobile home neighborhood where
we
I can
didn't-
solve a Rubik's cube in 45 seconds.
No, we didn't
Fuck
have.
off.
No. A trailer park traditionally people think of like lot rent. You don't like.
Sure.
You don't own the. We owned the ground. Everyone
Okay.
owned the ground.
A trailer park where he bought the grass.
It was
first.
a manufactured home on a permanent foundation. Upper white trash.
Upper white trash.
What is
Upper
this?
white trash.
Speaking of politics, this motherfucker's over here giving a speech like you're in the White
Listen.
House. It was a manufactured home.
You don't call them trailers anymore. Do you know what to do for work? You don't call them trailers.
Fuck off, dude.
dude.
They're trailers.
No.
Oh,
But it was a double wide. So that's not a trailer. That's a
That's
manufactured
a
home.
double wide trailer.
It's literally called.
That's literally the name.
It was on a permanent foundation. It wasn't going anywhere.
So hold on. Under Michael logic, is a
Not
single
Michael
wide,
logic.
Is a single wide a trailer?
Single wide manufactured home.
You're so full of shit.
I hate this.
You're so full of shit.
Technically called modulars now.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching.
no.
Documents. God.
They're not called master bedrooms anymore
Go
either. If we
ahead.
want to do this. If we want to do this.
That's
we don't want to do
racist.
this.
It's not called master. It's called primary
That's
bedrooms
'cause it's
anymore.
racist.
Anyway,
It's racism.
dude, are you crying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Anyway.
over it.
So,
Making it better.
in my mobile home neighborhood,
Please.
we had the pool, and we pissed off one of our neighbors one time. And whenever we closed it for the winter, they snuck into our yard, got underneath the cover, and put a dead cat in there. And when we opened it up for the summer,
It was frozen?
no, it had thawed, but there was
Oh.
a dead cat in our pool, so we had to
Less
drain it.
cool.
Yeah.
Frozen
fine.
cat's cool.
I think that's pretty white trash.
I don't know if that's white trash. That's just gross
Yeah, that was
and
sad.
sad.
It was very sad.
No, white trash is a little more specific than that. Like, i.e., 40 chickens living in your backyard. That feels pretty white trash.
We didn't throw away trash for a long time. We had a burn
barrel.
Well,
I had a burn barrel.
we just had.
I lived in a modular home as well.
We threw away a lot of trash. Don't get me wrong, but like we don't believe in recycling, and and at my parents' house right now there is a bonfire pit that is like 12 foot tall, just ready to.
And 20 years of ashes under it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been burning it.
Yeah, the first painting you ever painted is on the very bottom of
Probably.
the ash pile.
We burned it. We
It's
burned it
way
several
down.
times. We always light it with cigarettes.
Sure. Now you're talking.
I'm
You
just
ever
kidding.
light a firework with a cigarette
Oh,
on
yeah.
4th of July?
That sounds awesome.
Oh,
Dude, have you ever put?
you're new here to the white trash. You'll get it.
Have you ever put unsupervised as a like probably not even a teenager yet, 12 maybe 13 years old, have a water bottle and you put a bunch of bottle rockets and firecrackers and all that upside down in a water bottle and you
Sure
drop a
have.
sparkler in there
No,
Sure have.
and you throw it like a grenade?
I've never done this.
We also, for whatever reason, this is sort of probably a regional thing too. In the South, we have these giant fucking fireworks stores. I don't know why.
Yeah.
If you're listening to
Fireworks
this from anywhere but here,
Superstore.
you don't relate. Yeah, not
So
far.
easy to get
on the
fireworks
exit I grew up on. There is what claims to be the world's largest fireworks.
It
outlet.
might be. It's huge.
It's huge,
But there's the exact same store in fucking Pigeon Forge.
and it's also huge.
Yeah.
I think as a chain, they're huge. Anyways, for whatever reason, those are open year round. This is
Yeah.
not a time sensitive thing. So as a treat for us kids, sometimes my dad would come home with those little poppets, the little yellow box with the little white poppets, and we would just fucking pelt each other.
yeah, dude.
Neighborhood cats.
No,
passing
not
cars.
that.
Oh,
Not cats.
anything that had a heartbeat was getting fucked up with a hand cluster bomb of these poppets
Dude.
from my dad.
On the 4th of July a couple weeks ago, and we were recording.
I'm talking in January.
Well,
year
I'm telling
round.
you what I did on the 4th of July a couple weeks ago.
All the time.
So I was at my in-laws' house, and I on the way there, I stopped at a gas station. They were selling those at the counter for like $1. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna find $1
I
worth
can't
of fun.
believe they still sell them.
I was like, I'm gonna find $1 worth of fun of this today. I get there, my wife's sister's not home. She's coming home from work. She gets there. I'm on the back deck. She pulls into the driveway, and you can kind of see them. And she gets out of the car, and I just took a handful
Oh shit!
and surrounded her, and she was just like, huh. Like, it was very funny.
That would have given me a stroke.
It was very funny.
I was too scared as a child to do that shit. I'm terrified of pain still.
Yeah, your whole
Have you ever
family was
held-
on meth. I would be scared too.
Have you
Throw a
ever?
fucking rocket.
People would freak the fuck out.
Let me ask you this.
He's like, I was a very quiet child. Didn't make too much noise.
Were the blinds in your home worn down rather quickly just from them?
Peeking
No,
out,
they were just always shut.
looking for helicopters.
shut.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a firecracker holding, like, have you ever had a firecracker go off like open palm?
No, but
No.
I've eaten a firecracker popsicle with an open palm.
Why would you do that?
What?
Wait, what is a firecracker popsicle?
Yeah.
You know, rocket pops, bomb pops,
those.
firecrackers.
Yeah.
Those go crazy.
A lot of names.
The ice
Oh,
cream?
couldn't be better.
The actual ice cream?
Yeah.
Fuck off. I'm talking about an actual firecracker pops. Like, you light it.
No,
Never done
they
that?
hate me. The last time I threw a firecracker, it did nothing.
I don't have
Press a
a,
button.
I
There
don't
was
have,
there was a long pause there. I
had nothing.
don't know where to go from there.
I had
Just press a
nothing.
button.
I had a
Yep.
Michael Rose blank. I just
I had
I
nothing.
went straight out.
I guess we're about to wrap it up.
Before we do that, Peyton, because I feel
Give
like
me
we
another
haven't
one.
talked about comedy at all. All
That's
I'm going
fine.
to ask is moving forward with
Yes.
comedy, because obviously you'll be back again. Do you have any shows that you're excited about? Obviously, Blue Ridge is going to be reopening very soon, so feel free to talk about anything you're excited for there. But I mean, what is the future of comedy look like? Because you were here when you just started. Now it's been a year. What you're going to move? Obviously, that's a big change. But I mean, when you look at the next year of comedy, what stands out to you?
I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna keep on doing open mics. That's really it.
I
all you
love
gotta
it.
do.
I
Book
just
this
learned
man.
like a week ago you have to message people to get booked for shit.
You do.
That's
did you
true.
did you hear that on our show?
Yes, I did.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh wow!
It's-
We're making a difference. We
I don't
talked
know
about
why.
that recently.
Our
I do.
first fucking educational.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I owe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna try to start my own mic.
That depends. That's a great idea. That depends as far as messaging people. Don't just message everybody and ask for spots. Also, let's
Yeah.
put that. Let's clarify the rule.
Please give me a spot.
If in some
People-
cases there are mics that are booked mics, it is an
Mm-hmm.
open mic, but you have to message first. I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. That's probably
We were
it.
talking about like how comedians will just be like, "Oh, why am I not getting booked on anything?" And
Oh,
then
right.
we were like, "Well, do they know
Mhm.
who you fucking are?"
Yeah.
Like,
Here's another thing I'd like to say as far as getting booked, because this seems to be a part of the culture of the Don't Tell Network in other cities that just hasn't quite made it to me yet, and it's mostly my fault. Come move some fucking chairs for me, and that means a lot. So this is more of a promo for every other comedian in town. Not only that, not just come and be my slave, but also I need comics there. I want the nature to be fun. Like Payton came to the last one.
You're welcome.
It was a great show. Yeah, yeah, that's why I said it. Payton came to the last one, and it was amazing. But, I mean, in Knoxville, if you go to a Don't Tell, there's 6 comics there. They're not just folding chairs, but they're just hanging out. They're seeing what it takes to be on this show. They're seeing why they're not on it yet, how to get there. It feels more achievable when you put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
So I think that's another, like, part of not just reach out, but also show up. Just be there.
I mean, the 5 people you surround yourself by, like, they should all be better at you than something. And right,
Oh
like,
my God,
if you
yeah.
want to be better in comedy, you need to go to shows where comedians are doing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's just life advice, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, the open mic thing, Payton, you mentioned starting a mic too. Is that something you have thought about doing once you get to Knoxville?
I was thinking about doing it here, but then I'm like, I'm moving soon.
Yeah,
No
like a
point to
month.
start it for a month and then just
Yeah.
quit. So yeah, I was thinking maybe a college, like in the actual school, like host like
Oh,
an
that could
open
be
mic
fun.
there. Try to
I
get
wonder
some
what their rules around it would be.
Yeah, I am wondering about
I'm
that.
sure you
That
could
may
ask
be-
UT is
someone.
like in the top 10 party schools in the country. I think they're gonna be pretty loose with like,
It'd probably just have to be off
Content.
campus.
Yeah.
yeah. Are you gonna
Like
join a
near
fraternity? Do you
Like-
think,
No, I'm not joining fraternity. Look at me.
You're
You
gonna
think
join
I-
a sorority?
Yeah, I'm joining sorority.
There it is.
dude? I could see you joining a
Me
fraternity.
and all the girls.
I could see Payton walking in here with like 3-inch inseam shorts, just like shotgunning a beer. You know what I mean?
I could shotgun a beer. That's fun.
He's 18.
He doesn't
can't
wanna
do
do
that.
I can't do that. You can cut
That's
that out.
right.
That's a crime. That's a crime.
That is
That's
illegal.
a crime, and we don't support underage
We don't.
drinking.
They don't.
That's right.
So follow me on Instagram, Michael Rose Comedy, and Threads, actually. Our podcast is Talkin' Bits Pod. Nathaniel is...
NLB_423 on Instagram. Also, check out Don't Tell. It's going pretty good. Our last show sold out. When this comes out, we'll be on between week. So the week after this, we have a very, very fucking special show. First time venue, first time headliner coming up from Atlanta. She is one of my all-time favorite headliners from Blue Ridge Comedy. I can't believe she said yes to come up and do it. Very, very excited for that one. If you're listening to this episode when it's new, that means you also just missed a great Don't Tell that is this weekend as we're recording it. We got 2 shows. I'm sure they're going to sell out. And we got, I can say it now because I guess it's coming out after.
Yep.
Cody Hughes was the headliner for that
And
one.
where are they?
Oh, hell yeah. He's
That is
awesome.
at the Generalist in
Oh,
Johnson City.
that's
We've
a
been there
cool
before.
store.
They're great. So we're going back. Cody Hughes, Ryan Gordon will be on that show,
Yep.
and Helen from Asheville as well, and Brian Morton. So
That's a great lineup.
it's going to be great.
And
It's
Ryan
gonna be
Gordon might be a guest on the show soon. We'll
That is
see.
true. Yeah, if you're listening to this,
If you've
spoiler.
made it, if you've made it
Yeah.
over an hour in,
Yeah.
you know who next week's guest
Yeah.
is.
Don't Tell Tri-Cities on Instagram as well. Come to a show, support us. Also, check out our reels. We got a couple of them out via Hunter Roberts, and one of them is sitting at 3.1 million views.
Another
currently.
million?
3.1 million views. So
That's
check us
good.
out.
Gosh.
Peyton, anything you want to plug?
Follow me on Instagram at strongest man alive.
I don't know how he got that username.
I don't know either,
but he
I got
it.
I
He
love
got it.
and it's truthful.
Yeah.
I
it.
could
It
binge
is.
both of you right now.
That's true. And he's going to for the Patreon.
Subscribe to our page. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, that was our episode. We will catch you all next week. Thank you for supporting us for, I know we're going to talk about it in last week's episode a lot
Yeah.
for a year, but this is the official 1-year anniversary of us starting recording. So
Today?
thank you for supporting us for a whole year.
Yep.
We love you.
Absolutely.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.